Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. And we are pleased to be joined by, why not? How about you? How about you get to hear this for a while? The 2022 Kulwicki Driver Development Kulwicki Cup Champion, Dylan Zampa. So, of course, Dylan won the Kulwicki Driver Development Program for this year and becomes the second driver from the state of California. Jeremy Doss is the other that will be that has won this award, that won the championship. How about that? You're a champion. How about that?
Yeah, definitely. When I woke up this morning and checked my phone, saw all the text messages, Facebook Messenger text. It was definitely a crazy feeling. Words can't describe what I'm feeling today. But man, oh man, all the hard work put in this year, I'm glad it's finally paying off. I know last year we came up one spot short, which sucked, but Luke Finhouse definitely deserved it with all of his great wins and championships he won. So this year definitely it feels good to finally get it, and my last year to do it. So feels good, and I'm looking forward to moving on to bigger steps next year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Because usually, talk about you just with this. But before we get into that, let's talk about. Did you ever think that this is your second year in the program? You came in second last year. Did you think that you were? Did you know that you were going to win? Did you think you were going to win?
I had a spot in my mind. I was like, I'm working really, really hard. I'm putting in a lot of time with community service, with fundraisers. I definitely had a good portion in my head that said, you're putting in the work. You have a good shot at winning this year. I had a lot of people telling me that I had a really good shot at winning this year. But I had, thoughts in my head. I knew Boone and Shotco, I knew they were putting up good wins and stats and stuff, so I was a little nervous there. But going into the last week of the program, I put in a lot of work with the social media work and a lot of work into the community service, and I knew I put in just that extra bit, I felt like, than the other six people in the program. So, but I'm proud of the other six people for getting in. It's a hard program to get in. My brother, he tried to get in, he didn't make it. So, it feels good to be one of the Zampas to make it in and make Alan's legacy, make him proud again. So, I'm glad I got to represent his colors and to represent his name on my car. And I'm glad that next year I get to run the Kulwicki Cup sticker on my car and my suit. So I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, today is they always they love to tease all these days, and there's a specific day that this came out. Today is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, today is the 30th anniversary of Alan clinching the 1992 championship at Atlanta in the Hooters 500. So, what does that mean to have it on that particular day, 30 years to the day?
Yeah, it's definitely special. He won the championship. I believe it's the 15th. Am I correct? Or is it today that he won the championship?
15th or 17th. Yeah, one of those days.
Yeah. So, if it's the 15th, that was my birthday. So, so that's also pretty cool. Me and Hayden Plavon have the same birthday, so that's also pretty cool. I checked Facebook and it said Hayden Plavon's birthday is today, so yeah. I thought that was pretty special. So, and his championship winning was on the 15th, I believe. So, to be on my birthday, that's something other special. That could be saying something for me and Hayden. So
I just checked. It did happen on winning the 30th anniversary of Kulwicki, winning the championship on November 15th, 1992. The day, of course, I didn't know that you and Hayden have the same birthday. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that could be saying something. So that could be just something up in the mystery that could be happening in the future for me and Hayden. So I'm proud of I'm proud of the work we did this year. So I'm looking forward to getting on with the 2023 season. Preparation has started. It's going to be a lot of work in this next month and a half. So to get ready for next year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so I know that this is I know you haven't had a chance to talk about you haven't had a chance to, this is kind of your first really interview since you won it. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank everybody that you need to thank.
Yeah, so first off, I'd like to thank my parents, especially my mom, my dad, and my brother. Without him, he wouldn't have let me ran his race car. So I'm glad he did. I'm glad that we were able to get his race car all fixed up and get it into victory lane where it belongs. So when he comes back, I'm looking forward to seeing him winning some races while I'm running the super. So that'll be pretty special. I'm not going to run the pro full time next year. I'll just be hitting a lot of the big races. So the All-Star Showdown for the pro late and the super, I'll be running double duty, and just the pro late, for the big races, pretty much the whole year. And then there's going to be a super series, I believe, at Roseville next year. So that'll be cool. We'll have a supercar for Roseville also, and then a supercar for the tour. So I feel like that'll be pretty cool to keep the Roseville legacy going. Hopefully, get some wins there, get some win in the tour. Hopefully, But yeah. So my parents, my brother, all my sponsors: Anderson Logging, Sierra Speed Technology, RJ Johnson, Randy Hendricks, KRC Power Steering, Swift Springs, PFC Brakes, General Metal Fab, Helm Metal Fab, J Squared Performance, and just all my family, my crew members: Chris Kaiser, Matthew Kaiser, Steve Heck, Jason Fensler, Joe Roderick, just everyone that's on my crew. They busted their butt this year with some of the issues we've had at the races, whether it be a motor blown up or power steering pump going bad, or just brake problems. That we fought through pretty much everything this year. But we pushed through and we ended the season, I feel like, pretty strong. Compared to Irwindale, though, that's a different subject. But I'm glad I got the 2 wins in October before the Kulwicki season ended. So, but I think it was a pretty good season overall. I felt like our team and me, I felt like we performed at our best. And next year, I'm looking forward to improving a little bit better and taking that next step and improving our game.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of talk about the program a little bit. Just to be part of it for the second year in a row. What was that like? And another solid year for you, and another solid year for everybody in the program. I know that Tom Roberts has done a lot of stuff with that, yeah.
Yeah, being in it, the first year, just being in it was probably the most special. I didn't expect to get picked. Just someone from California who races pro late models. I wasn't expected to get picked. And when I did get picked, definitely the emotions ran in. I was like, wow, this is actually happening. I had to get a hold of myself. I was like, we need to win this thing first year. We need to go out and do it. So I got together with Jeremy and Mike, and they showed me what I needed to do. It's not about racing; it's about the community service work. I feel like that's the biggest part. And so that's what I did the first year. I felt like we let the reins loose a little bit middle through the year, and that's when Luke Fenhouse picked it up. So I felt like that's where we lost some of our points. But just being in it and representing Allen and taking his colors and his name on your race car is something super special. So, and for his championship to be on my birthday, that's something also really special to hear. So I'm just super proud that we got picked for the second year as well. It was definitely still a big thing to get picked into the program out of the 300 or 400 people that register to be into it. So I know Tom and all the other board members have a hard time picking people. They have to pick 7 people out of 300 to 400 people. So they definitely chose a good group this year. I think we had like 31 wins or something this year, combined with all 6 of us. I meant with all 7 of us. So I feel like it was a really good year for all 7 of us, and the people that got quite a bit of wins. So
Okay, who was the coolest person to reach out to you today?
um, there's a lot of people, to be honest. There was a lot of cool names that reached out to me. So I can't pick just one. There was a lot of names.
Okay. And also just, you kind of mentioned it there. With the program, I know the banquet's coming up in a few weeks, and then just it's preparing for 2023. What's the kind of preview you kind of mentioned it a little bit. You're going to be running, I believe, the full super late model series, but who knows what could winning this scholarship, who knows where it could lead.
Yeah, so we'll run 11 races for the Spirit Southwest Tour Series, and then we'll run the pro late model, like I mentioned. We'll just run just the big races. So, and then supposedly there's supposed to be a super late model series opening up at Roseville, and John Moore, which is probably one of the biggest sponsors of the West Coast racing. So he'll be sponsoring that, and that's the series he wants to start, which is his home track, which is my home track. So that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, so I'll try to fit in as many races as I can. I don't want to just run the tour and some pro lates. I want to keep a full season. My dad, we've talked. That's what he wants to do. Also, he wants to try to keep the season pretty full. Try to race as many races as possible. It's just more seat time for me.
Yeah.
It's better for him as a crew chief to get better. So just looking forward to seeing what we can do for next year.
All right. And lastly, I know that there could be also some other opportunities down the road. Who knows what could happen? I mean, look at all the opportunities that Fenhouse has received. Are you excited about maybe possibly what else if you got offered to do anything, what would it be? Like, what would you take?
I mean, if I got offered, to run a super late model series back east, I would definitely take that. If I got offered to run a super late model back east or run an ARCA West car on the West Coast, definitely taking super late models on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So, a lot of heavy hitters are back there. So that's where I would want to run is back east in the supers for sure.
All right. Well, Dylan, thank you so much. The 2022 Kulwicki Cup Champion for this year. Congratulations and best of luck to you next season. We'll have you on again and probably around 2023 to get ready for a preview. How about that?
Sounds good to me. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.